So what we have here is an EMF detector, and what this does is measure magnetic, electric, and radio microwave frequencies. Essentially dangerous frequencies that are set off by electric devices that can cause sickness and disease, most especially like cancer. So we're going to measure a couple things in the kitchen. First thing we're going to measure is the microwave. So if we start the microwave, you can see here, just so you know how this works. At first, the magnetic is the most dangerous, so that's what we're going to check. So we set it to 0 to 3. When you get to 3, that's the red zone. That's considered the most dangerous. Anything that has magnetic range of past 3 is considered very dangerous. Once it gets to 3, you go to the top range, and that goes from 3 to 100. But right since 3, that's considered very dangerous. So all this is dangerous. Obviously, the more close to 100 or better is the more dangerous. So we're going to start the microwave, see what happens. Okay, so immediately goes right to 3. So let's go to 0 to 100 range, and it's still way past 100. So obviously, the closer, the worse it is. So as we come further back, we'll see how far it stays past 100. This is considered extremely dangerous. Still is. As long as it's past 3, it's dangerous. We're all the way past there. Now getting closer, let's see when it stops. It's at 100. We're about 4.5 feet away right now. Immediately back to 0. So that's how dangerous the microwave. So in addition to taking all the vitamins and nutrients and radiating your food, the microwave, just standing within about 4.5 to 5 feet of it, is dangerous for you because of all the magnetic rays that it has. Now, let's go see some other things in the kitchen. So, we're going to leave the range on 0 to 100 just to see. This is a refrigerator. So we have a new one and an old one. We're going to see what happens. So, putting against it, it's right at the danger line. It's right at 3. The freezer gets a little bit worse. Now we have an old one here, and it goes way up. So you can see the older models have a lot more magnetic frequencies. Now, what's the point of knowing this about your refrigerator? I want to show you something in the back. So if you go to the back of your refrigerator and you look, what happens is it immediately goes all the way up past 100, just like the microwave. Now what's the importance of knowing this? Is where your refrigerator is located based on what's behind it is what's very important. So if we have this refrigerator right up against this wall and our bedroom with our bed is right against the other side, then we're going to be having this magnetic frequency going right into our head while we're sleeping. Other things you want to avoid are, this is a standard Mac laptop computer. So we put this on top, and as you can see, we're still in the 0 to 100 range. It immediately goes way off the charts past 100. Now what does that mean to you? These are something that people keep on their laps. So we look here, going back. As soon as I get within a couple inches of it, it goes way off the chart. Now remember, 3 is what's dangerous. We're all the way up past 100 when I touch it. So what does that mean? You don't want to put a laptop on your lap. That's why Apple is no longer calling these laptops. They're calling them personal computers. Because when you put this on the lap, you're having it right on top of your reproductive organs. Really bad place to do that. They make a thin slab that you can put, if you really need to have this on your lap, to put it on your lap before you put the computer on, and it'll be helpful to you is because it stops all of the radiation. Here comes another big one. We're going to try a couple of cell phones. So this is a Apple iPhone 5. We're still on the 0 to 100 range. We just made a phone call, and look how bad it goes up. That's the back side, and of course the front side just as bad. Now the phone call just stopped, and let's see what happens. You can see even without a phone call, the range still goes up and down. The reason that is because every time your phone is looking for service, the range goes up to about 50. And this is why it's a good idea to keep this out of your pocket. If you can keep this in a knapsack or something like that, or when you get somewhere, take it out of your pocket if you have to. How to use these phones, the best way is with the headphones that connect not through wires but through the air. I'll have a link for that below. Blackberries are just as bad. As soon as I make a phone call with this, you'll see it goes directly to 100. So we're on the 0 to 100 range. Blackberry's making a phone call. It's stuck past 100. That's the back of the phone and the front of the phone where you talk. Both of them terrible. You can see as I go away, it goes down. But that far, it's still up. That's while making a phone call. Now without any phone call, you can see it. The range is still detecting. Look at that. It's at 10 to 15. This is what you get when you keep the phone in your pocket. One other place that this magnetic range goes way past 100 is when you're on a plane. So one of the ways to help you with that is by taking what's called astaxanthin. This is one of my favorites. This is something that I take every day anyway. It helps with radiation from the sun as well. The normal dose Dr. Mercola recommends is 4 to 12 milligrams. So I take one a day, but when I'm going on a plane, I take 3 of them, which gives you 12 milligrams. There's a lot more protection. But I've tried this when I'm on a plane, and in the 0 to 100 range, it is immediately pinned and for the entire flight. And that's based on being closer to the sun while you're in a big giant metal box, essentially. There's so much radiation that comes there. And if you look, you can do a Google search. Unfortunately, the people that work in airlines, whether it be pilots or flight attendants, they have a lot of problems with skin cancer, and that's exactly why. So one of the things you can take if you have no choice but to fly, and especially during the day, is astaxanthin, like I suggest. And I never go, I always opt out of the big X-ray machine, not the standard X-ray machine I'll go through, but the one that is the more powerful one. I always opt out of that one. So I hope this is helpful to you, and you think about this throughout your day and ways to avoid getting sick or lowering your immunity or getting terrible diseases like cancer. And more on this kind of thing can be found at my website, theartofunity.com. Good luck.